This video and its content are operated underneath the guise of the Fair Use Act.
Boy don't play. 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 Boy don't play.
What's poppin', everybody? Okay, so if you was just on my IG live, then you know that this is going to be a different type of show. So y'all make sure that y'all are liking the video, share it up, and tell everybody that Henny is back at it again. Now, this is not going to be a content live. This is going to be just me speaking my mind. Maybe y'all will come up and hit that button and share some of y'all thoughts on things. But for right now, let's just get into where I was going with this on IG. Now, swatting is nothing that is new to the circus. We've seen swatting happen before. But the swatting that is going on has begun to ramp up. And let me just say, a lot of things on the circus has become very dangerous. This is dangerous play that's going on. And it was dangerous when it first happened, and it's dangerous even to this day, like to what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was a lot. Um, but I'm noticing some stuff. Like, I've been calling out that the circus has been on repeat. We've been seeing this. We've seen a lot of stuff already, but now we're seeing it played out like kind of differently, but it's still the same. It's still getting the same results in the end. So yesterday, I'm watching, I'm receiving, messages. Blueface and Nevaeh being swatted right now. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, this is crazy. Okay. They've got their weapons out. They're not necessarily drawn, but they've got their weapons out. And, I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is really crazy. What's going on? Then he reads the report and it's saying that, he was alleged to have punched Nevaeh in the face. Her nose was bleeding, XYZ, right? So they empty out the whole restaurant. So I'm saying to myself, I noticed something. Before we get into the seriousness of things, let's talk about it for a second. I'm noticing that it looks like every time the views get low, a SWAT comes. People not showing interest, a SWAT comes. Now, I don't know who's calling. I don't know if it is somebody who is, just watching and they need some excitement. So it's boring. So let's go ahead and let's call in a SWAT. I don't know if it's a matter of, thank you, Pretty Ginger, for sending the super chat. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Um, I don't know if it's I don't know who's doing it. I don't want to make an accusation, but somebody calling in Popo when it's not doing or giving what it's supposed to give. Okay? That's what it's looking like. Any glasses in the chat if y'all thinking the same thing. But this right here, when it happened to Krishan, when she was at Dr. Trev's and they were working on her tooth, and Dr. Trev all of a sudden is being swatted. I said this is very dangerous. Swatting is very dangerous because you never know how it's going to work out. You cannot predict what's going to happen when you swat somebody, okay? Um, and now look into the level that it's gone to. Hmm? And then you have Blueface saying things like it's easy content. Who says that? There is a 4-day-old baby involved here and a 4-year-old child involved. I don't listen, the adults are the adults. Can we talk about that component? Because if memory serves me correctly, when Krishan was swatted, the baby was there, or maybe he wasn't there that time. But y'all do realize there's kids involved in all of this. And the crazy part about it is, I'm looking yesterday and I'm like, oh my God, Superior is probably so upset that this is happening. Superior wasn't even bothered by it. That means that that kid is getting accustomed to it going on. And it's happened so many times that he's desensitized to it. Like, that's crazy work. Why he when it's normal? That's what I'm saying. It's become normal to him. What you mean, CJ? Who's spinning? Hey, 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 Renee. I do know about I do know Gary, Indiana is without power and has been for 2 weeks, but I don't believe she's from Gary. Yes, the views was very low. The views was low when he finally showed his views. He was at 9.2K viewers. He was begging for subs. He ended the stream because people started leaving. Yeah, yeah. Now there's a lot to unpack there. I bet she started thanking God and slowly became I bet she's scared and worried about her family at home. Stop playing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is there's a lot that happened this weekend. Yesterday, people were saying that they believed that she was under the influence of something. Blueface kept asking to see Nevaeh's eyes. I also saw where he was talking about her putting that baby down. Now there was a lot of people that was trying to give hell about us saying put the baby down, put the baby down, put the baby down. There was a lot of people that was giving us hell about saying put the baby down. But even he's saying put the baby down. I'm just saying. Hold on one second. Okay. Um so yeah, people were pointing out yesterday the baby was outside in the park. No hat, no socks, no receiving blanket, no net, no covering. Just on a blanket in the grass. The breast milk thing, the bottle. Like, bottles are no good. You're supposed to throw them out. If memory serves me correctly, after I don't know if it's 2 hours or 4 hours, whatever. I don't know because I never really bothered if the baby didn't finish the milk and the baby went to sleep. I never kept the bottle. I just went and dumped out the milk and cleaned it and gave them a new one. There's a lot that's going on. And then the baby was in the restaurant. The baby was in the back of a police car. The baby doesn't have shots. No cooler or warmer. No cooler or warmer for the milk. No, don't even want to pump milk. She was pumping yesterday though, and I was thinking to myself, pump, is that a pump and dump? That baby should not be outside. He shouldn't be outside. There was no type of covering in the sun. It's different when you put the baby in a stroller and go for a walk versus taking the baby to a restaurant and then the baby ends up in the back of a police car. You do know that the police don't clean the back of them damn cars out unless somebody pees or has or spits up or has some type of accident in the back of their car. They do not clean them cars. You don't know if somebody, no offense to anybody that's homeless or anything like that, but you don't know who was in the back of that car. This is crazy. Now, I'm not going to go along with some of the things that have been said out there, but when you step back from the circus and you listen to what's going on, you watch what's going on, you see a lot. And while we're sitting here talking about, you know, people are out here saying, well, Blueface is telling her Blueface is right and Blueface is this and that. Blueface is allowing this shit to go on. Blueface is allowing it to go on because it makes for good content. If you have not noticed, he thrives on making these females look like shit. And all of the amounts of people that are sitting back saying, well, he's honest with these women. At least, you know, he's telling them what it is. And then they choosing to stay there. And while that is partially true, just because somebody is honest doesn't mean that it's right. Just because somebody is honest doesn't mean that the behavior is cool. Doesn't mean that we should just give it a pass to the behaviors that are being displayed. This is not cool. And you know what, Truth Seeker? I'm going to put that right up there on it because it does. You are absolutely correct. It has to be chaos with them. Honestly, nobody gives a damn about what's going on with the circus like that, the way that they used to, where people could get on, like, they could get online and just be simply eating a mukbang and be talking, and there's thousands of people in there. He talking about 30,000 people was in his live. When he used to go live with Krishan and they would be on there doing the shit and they would just be talking, they would have 50,000 people easy, 60,000 people easy, 70,000 people easy in there watching them. And then he would make it chaotic. Y'all remember that? He'd be on there with her, with Krishan, and then they'd start doing this Q&A thing, and he would pick the questions that he knew was going to piss her off and set her off just so they could have action, so it could turn chaotic. He is a person that thrives on chaos. And he doesn't give a damn about who is the butt of the joke, how it's going to make somebody else look. Look at what he did to the girl India. Now, that girl India, I don't give a damn. Look, again, this is not a live about, oh, I like this person over that person over that person. Over. No, no, we're talking facts right now. Okay, we're going to talk facts right now. Because these are the things that I think are being skipped over. The girl India, regardless to the reasoning, some people are saying, oh, he did her like that and treated her like that and embarrassed her like that because he said she's the reason why him and Krishan broke up. If that's the case, if that's not the case, we don't know. He won't say. But look at what he did to her, brought her on there, made her feel like she was getting her moment in the sun, and then played in her face, humiliated her. Did she sign up for it? Yes, she signed up for it. But at the same time, it's like, do you still do you still turn a blind eye to the behavior just because a person is being honest? If a person walks up to you and says, hey, hi, my name is Bob, and I'm a serial unaliver, do you then say, well, Bob told everybody he was a serial unaliver, so he started unaliving them and he told them, so it's okay. Bob just walks in your house and says, hey guys, I'm a serial unaliver. And then he begins unaliving everybody. Do we then praise Bob for being honest? See, people don't think about the long-term effects that happen. People don't think about the mental, emotional, long-term effects. And I've been really thinking about this, and I've been saying to myself, if this man truly has a roster, the way that he's showing us he has this roster, then he's not popping these females out on the roster until he feels like they are camera ready. Till he feels they are media trained to where he's going to be able to do what he want to do on camera and make them look how he needs them to look. Because here's where it is. The gaslighting, the love bombing, the Prince Charming, the flying monkeying, all of that stuff that he does. You don't think that if all of these girls that he's dealing with recently, Nevaeh, um, 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 India. Now Nevaeh, I'm not sure. She says she met Blueface before she was pregnant or while she, I don't know. I know she was laying down having smecks with him while she was pregnant with Superior. India been around since 2020 according to her. All of these girls came around with intentions. Krishan was on Blue Girls Club in 2020. So he's had time with India and Nevaeh behind the scenes to work them and mold them to what he wants them to be. See, when you get gaslit, let's talk about this for a second. When you get gaslit by a person, you don't know you're being gaslit. This person is the most charming, most endearing, most loving, most attentive person in the world. They listen to everything that you say. They get you flowers for no reason. They take you out to dinner. They make you feel like you're the only girl. Make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world. Sorry, my voice is cracking this right now. They show up with their representative. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can't hear me? Okay. Can y'all hear me now? Oh, y'all are saying yes. Okay, 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 okay. I left and came back because I was like, they can't hear me. All right. So there's all of this that's going on, and you may see a little piece of the person, but it's basically their representative is going to show up. Okay. And it's a grooming that happens. You get groomed into it being okay. And for those who don't understand, basically what I'm saying is love bombing is part of psychological manipulation. When I've talked to y'all before about this, I've said to y'all, when you get into relationships with people who are abusive on any level, it starts mentally first. You have to be broken down mentally. So if you're a person that comes already broken, you come from a broken family, you come from an abusive past, you come from a past of being neglected, you come from having a bunch of childhood trauma or even a little bit of childhood trauma, you could be coming in on the heels of a breakup. You just got to be broken and off point where you're mentally, or you just are not mentally prepared, psychologically prepared, because not everybody comes from an environment where they understand what it is to be broken, or they understand, or they'll put themselves into a position to be with a person like a Blueface. They're going to overwhelm you with all types of affection and like compliments, and um they act like they're committing, they're calling you, they're texting you, and slowly as they're doing this, they start to isolate you. They've got you feeling like God sent them themselves, like oh my God, my prayers have been answered. But then once they've got you sucked in, they start to devalue you. They start to discard you, like push you to the side, treat you like crap. That's where all of this comes in at. And this is not to say that anyone who is giving you a healthy kind of love is wrong. You've got to know the difference between a healthy love and when you're being love bombed. And see, the thing is, a lot of people don't know what healthy love is. They think that this toxic shit is love. They think that this is what it is because they grew up in a toxic environment. You never know that something is not healthy or that it's incorrect until you start to either experience something different or you go through therapy, and therapy starts showing you that that's not the way that it's supposed to go. When someone loves you and it's a healthy love, they respect your boundaries. They respect you as a person. They don't manipulate you. They don't play with you. They don't devalue you. They don't degrade you. They don't humiliate you. They don't call you bitch every time. And I understand that in Cali, that's like a cultural thing where everybody calls a woman a bitch and females call men bitches and all. I get it, but at the same time, I'm not from there, so I can't really speak to that. I don't believe that that's everyone, but that seems to be the culture, right? Um, However, they don't do that when it's a healthy love. The person cares about you. They want to protect you. They want to see you grow. They want to see you flourish. They want to see you thrive with no manipulation or expected kickbacks from it at all. When you're being love bombed, they don't care about your boundaries. They don't care about respecting you. They don't care about none of it. It's all an act. And it happens at rapid speed. That's why sometimes when people be like, that they feel like it was love at first, they just fell in love with them so quickly. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. We start talking about gaslighting. Gaslighting is another psychological type of abuse that happens. So you got love bombing. This is why I say to people, it starts mental. And that's why it's so hard for people to break away from it. Gaslighting you. You know how when you bust somebody doing something and you call them out on it and they tell you that it's not what it is, we call it lying, but that's a form of gaslighting. Telling somebody they did X, Y, and Z to you, and then they tell you that it didn't happen, or they act like they don't know what happened, that's gaslighting. Where they're very adamant that that's not what they said when they just said it. Oh, you remember the other day, you called me this, that, and the third, and you said that you wasn't gonna do that no more. I don't remember doing that. I didn't say that. That's gaslighting you. Getting you to question yourself mentally, like you really don't know what's going on. They don't engage with you. You could be wanting to have a conversation about how this person is making you feel, and they're not going to engage in the conversation. They're going to flip the tables around and make it you. That's gaslighting you. They don't care about your feelings. Gaslighting, when you're being gaslit, your feelings don't matter. They're going to tell you that you're overreacting. They're going to tell you that you're dragging it. They're going to change the subject on you. They're going to flip it around and make it you. They're going to call you crazy and call you paranoid or say you're too sensitive. Like when he be sitting up there saying, that's why I love you, girl, because you such a, that's gaslighting her. And then when you got people on the internet that are sitting up here saying, well, he's telling them the truth. So being that he's telling them the truth, you can't say that it's him. They're going to say, look, they agree with me. Listen, when I tell you we've seen this, in the end, in the end, she's going to go crazy. She's going to go crazy. Now, somebody mentioned breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing. You know how India said that at one point in time she was in an apartment and all of that, and Nevaeh was on the roster? You want to know what's happening to these girls on the roster? They're being breadcrumbed. And in a way, Nevaeh is being breadcrumbed too, because she's in the house Monday through Thursday with him. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he's out for the weekend. Because breadcrumbing is when they drop little things here and there. Oh, he's calling me nonstop. He's been talking to me a lot. He's been, you know what I'm saying? It's not consistent. It's inconsistent with them, with him reaching out to them. Or he'll make plans with them, but not really like follow through because he's not going to solidify it. Like he's not going to, I'm trying to think of how to word it. Okay, so like he said to Nevaeh, oh, we'll go to the beach. But he never says when they're going to go to the beach. Like he don't say, okay, next week, Wednesday, after you get Superior from school, we'll all go to the beach. He doesn't make a consistent plan. They don't stay on the phone talking about anything too deep. Like, you know how you get on the phone with your man or you get on the phone with your girl, for the guys that are listening in the bushes? You get on the phone with them and you just start talking, and then y'all start talking about deep things, like just getting into all types of different conversations. How y'all can have those conversations that go on for hours without even realizing it. They'll never give that. He'll never give that. One minute he loves you, the next minute he hates you. Um, he don't really want to fully commit to nobody. He just wants to be all over the place. That's breadcrumbing. Doing just enough. That's what it is that I'm looking for. I took the long way to say doing just enough to keep you there. So for Nevaeh, it's, oh, I get money. And I'm not saying none of this to make nobody feel no type of way about nothing. I'm pointing out the behaviors of Blueface, because guess what? There's a lot of that goes on. There's a lot of that goes on. And that is, again, psychological, and it's emotional. It's a lot that people just are not talking about. Stone cold narcissistic demon. Pretty much. Hey Dr. Valentine. When Blue when Blueface get the call and Nevaeh start make okay, hold on. When Blueface gets the call and Nevaeh starts making the nasty face, Nevaeh feels like it's Krishan. You said you was going to not call females around me. Well, we know that that's a lie. He's going to do that. And in the end, you're watching the mental struggle happen of accepting his behavior. This is why I say men like Blueface, they prey on their women. Prey. They prey on them. They're predators. There's something in people. There's something. I don't know what it is. I've never like sat and asked anybody. It's something that we vibrate as women. And maybe one of the men will be ever so bold as to speak and say something. But it's something in a woman that vibrates. These men are attracted to, like, I don't know if it's the way they conversate with us. There's a couple things that they do that actually gets them to know, like, yeah. Or if they, I don't know. But it's like they're attracted to broken, to somebody that's hurting. Now you got to think about this. This is going to get a little deep. You got to think about this. The only way that all of this works is through isolation. Now, some of us, when we get with a man, thank you to everybody who's dropping gems on the channel. I will shout y'all out in a minute. There's there's some women and some people, period, when they get a new man or they get a new woman, they stop communicating with their friends. That's different. When I say isolation, they remove you completely from your comfort zone. Move into my house with me. Did it with Krishan, doing it with Nevaeh, and he'll do it with the next one. Once you're in his house, you're in his grounds. You're on his terms. Do you not notice that Nevaeh is being watched at all times? Not just by the internet. Just put a pin in that. We'll come back way later. But they need you to yourself, by yourself. Because if they have you to yourself, by yourself, they can work their program. The program. Remember the program? Remember it was like, oh yeah, my bitch cook, my bitch clean, my bitch this, that, and the third. That's that love bombing to get her to stay there. The nasty jokes, the nasty things he says, the degrading, the humiliating, the shifting of accountability, it makes a person after a while, just to keep peace in the household. When you're going through all of this, right? When you're going through being degraded, humiliated, drugged, put through filth, talked to like shit, and then the next minute you're loving on me. Like yesterday, look at how he was talking to her. Then all of a sudden they're at the park and he's rubbing her shoulders. And she's like, oh, it be the little things. Girl, stop saying it be the little things. Because that's all he's giving you is the little things. I definitely would agree with that, Miss Tiff. He's a serial predator. Monitoring spirits. Absolutely. Absolutely. You get to a point where you become conditioned, and you get to a point where you feel like you walking on eggshells because you just don't want to deal with the BS anymore. You start to like shift accountability to yourself. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I shouldn't have said that. And in the process of all of this adjusting that's happening between the gaslighting and the love bombing and the breadcrumbing and the Prince Charming and flying monkeying me and all of those things, outside of all of that, you begin to lose yourself because slowly but surely you begin to adjust. This is where the grooming comes in at because you're adjusting to it. In your head, in your mind, in your head, in your heart, in your spirit, you love this person. We watched this happen already. The only thing that we did not get to see was the behind the scenes. This is how he's kept Jaden around for so long. This is how he was able to get Krishan. This is how he was able to get Nevaeh. This is what he does. The only difference is he don't like when they bark back. Not when they try to play with him. He don't like that. But you know what? He likes a challenge. He likes a challenge. What I will say that is different about Krishan from the rest of them is Krishan has put Miles and States in between them. And I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar on this. If she were to cut communication with him altogether, she would completely move on because she's taken some of the steps that a lot of people have taken to get away from someone who is like him. You thirsty, Miko? Fear for the safety of their baby between him stressing her and postpartum. I don't know. I don't know. And that's the other thing. I don't know where he gets this postpartum lasts for 24 hours. Do you not know that unchecked postpartum can last for months? It can last for a year or more. I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's just a matter of time because she's already displayed like that play fighting. Yeah, that play fighting that be going on, she's already hit him. You understand? She's already hit him. And because she's already hit him, the possibility of him hitting back is there. See? Very exactly, Ari. Ari says, mine's lasted for years with my firstborn. Didn't know I had it. It was untreated. He was four. It was untreated until he was four. And this is what I'm saying. People really gotta know what they gotta do their studying. They gotta get out here and talk to people. Postpartum depression can turn into straight up depression. People like this is we've watched all of this. And it's sad to say, but all of them have been groomed. And you know what, Coco? Coco says Nevaeh is putting too much of her focus on him and what he's doing. She needs a life of her own outside of him. She needs an outlet. She needs to go back to her apartment. Because if y'all remember when she was going back and forth to her apartment, she wasn't staying there. She hasn't been back to that apartment. Now we watched what happened. We watched what happened with Krishan. She had her apartment and then he moved her into the camo mansion. And he was paying the rent on the apartment and then he stopped. But do you notice how everyone has had an apartment? Krishan had an apartment. Um, one of them other girls said they had an apartment. I can't remember which one it was. I know Cuzzo said she was in an apartment. India has said she was in an apartment. Nevaeh was in an apartment. And I'm questioning, was he paying all of their rent? That's like, and I'm sorry, I got quiet for a second because I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, was he paying all of their rent? Ashley, he was trying to put Ashley in an apartment, right? He was trying to put Ashley in an apartment. There was another girl that he was dealing with that he had put into an apartment, and it wasn't Jiggy. I can't remember. It's been so much. He makes them think someone wants that spot, brainwashing them. Exactly. Exactly. They're all fighting for a spot. What spot are y'all fighting for? Y'all fighting to be treated like shit? You want to be the next one in the household because you think you're going to do better than the last chick that was in there? You will never do better than the last chick that was in there. And I'm sorry, not sorry. People can get upset when I say this, but when you really take your emotions out of it and you sit down and you think about what I'm about to say, then it'll make sense to you. They're fighting for a number one spot. Krishan was never fighting for a number one spot and created a whole different spot. That's a whole different spot that Krishan is in because she was not interested in him romantically when she first met him. She was not. Nevaeh, India, Jiggy, Cuzzo, all of them chicks was interested in sleeping with him. They wanted to be with him. They wanted to get with the rapper. That wasn't where they started. Krishan gives him a challenge. Him and Krishan was able to go out and make a bag together. They were able to make a bag together. Together, they were able to put the internet in a chokehold, in an arm lock. Like they really put us in a chokehold. The two of them, it didn't matter what they were doing. We were watching. Whether it was drama, whether it was them performing, whether it was their TV show, whether it was them on live laughing and joking, or it was them on live beefing and fighting, it didn't matter what they were doing. They had the internet in a chokehold and everybody was talking about them. Everybody, they were everywhere. There was no way for you to avoid them. And then when he and Krishan broke up, they went their separate ways. He expected her to fizzle off. She didn't. She started finding her way on her own and she found her way into boxing. So she took the door that was open for her because he opened the door, but you can't give somebody the it factor. Oh, how is in there? In the bathroom. Thank you. Um, so she took that door that was open and ran with it. That's something completely different. His views and streams went up when him and Krishan was together, regardless to what he trying to say. Because even with that, that was some BS that he was doing, talking about, yeah, my bitch do numbers, this, that, and the third. No, Carlissa had to even admit that all them views they was getting was because Krishan was in the mix. We don't check Blueface for Blueface and whomever he's with. We check Blueface for Blueface and Krishan. Let's be clear. Henny glasses in the chat if you agree. If you disagree, you could put a 2 in the chat. But I'm willing to guarantee I'm going to see a whole lot of Henny glasses going up in the damn chat because we're watching when it's Blueface and Krishan. Whether we want to see them together or not, we're watching for Blueface and Krishan. And what he's doing right now is he's trying to recreate the Krishan effect. See, we can't stand to see him with her. You're more of a champagne girly. Well, throw your champagne flutes in there. Because with them it's unpredictable. You don't know what you're gonna get. You never know what it's gonna turn out to be. And see, the problem is they think when they get to that number one spot, they've won. You have not won. There really is no winning with him. And at the end of the day, you don't give him no challenge. You're not exciting. That's why he told Nevaeh, you have no spark. She's not exciting. She don't pop her shit and stand on it. She don't give him that. Listen, she don't give it to him. And men like Blueface like that shit. They like when you fight back. They like when you go back and forth. They get a kick out of it. It gives them a rise. And no matter what, it's either in you or it ain't in you. It's not something that could be on you. And I'm sorry, Nevaeh can try to buff up and try to imitate and be like, and it's never going to be the same. Say that part right there, Kit Kat. Kit Kat said that number one spot is going to really get you dogged out. That part, that goddamn part right there. Hope says, do you think yesterday's swatting was a setup to boost his views? Yes, I do. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I do think it was a setup to boost his views because people will hear Blueface and Nevaeh got swatted. People run to the live to see what's happening. So yes, I do believe that it was done to get the views up. I mean, who sits there and says, now y'all gonna get mad. Mm, incoming views. Says she been with him, the police been on him. That part, Natalie. Let me tell you something. Blueface and Krishan give me um business arrangement. Now, Krishan has said he needed my help. And then we start seeing them streaming together. The problem with this is she loved that man. And that's the problem with all of them. They love this man. Blueface is an opportunist. Now, is there something different about they got a different chemistry though? You can't deny that. You can't deny it. You can try, but their chemistry is way different with these two right here. It's way different. Even Nevaeh notices it. And I think that's the problem with all of these females that they have this issue because everybody has an issue with Krishan. When Blue was going off and he was staying with Jaden, Nevaeh didn't have this type of smoke. And Blue was taking a spend the night bag to Jaden's house. We seen the spend the night bag. We seen it. We saw it on the side of the couch. It was Blue spend the night bag. And he was going over there with Jaden. She ain't have all this smoke for her. She ain't have no smoke about him being out with India. She ain't have no smoke for him with him being out with Ashley and all these other ones. The smoke she got is not the same. India, smoke for Krishan. Jaden, smoke for Krishan. All of them have smoke for this one person. Don't nobody find that odd? Meanwhile, well, as we're finding out, all these other females been around too. But it's smoke for one specific person. I will say he does give a little more because, yes, I do remember when he said, I have a whole family in my house. This is when Krishan was pregnant. Jaden was in the house with the kids. And Krishan said Pastor Mike told her that she needed to see it through with him. She got all these tattoos of him and stuff. It must be something. See it through with him. That's what he claims Pastor Mike. That's what he says. Krishan said that Pastor Mike said. And he said, I got a whole family in my house. I will leave them and go be homeless in a hotel with you and find you a place. It's different. It's different. And Coach Calvin was not lying when he said, it's like Blueface got a remote because he's still in her head. Now, she said she was going to go to therapy. I hope that she does and she follows through with that because therapy is going to open her eyes to a lot of stuff. And when she has that eye-opening revelation, oh, baby, I think she's going to blow this internet up when she comes to talk about what the hell is going on and what the hell. Yeah, Jaden needs therapy as well. Anybody that has dealt with Blueface on a long-term basis needs some type of therapy because you got to get your mind back in order. Your mind has been played with. It's been altered. It's been altered. None of them can knock on that door, Fancy. Hold on. Fancy said none of them knocked on their door. Hold on. Ain't none of them going to be able to do that. Ain't none of them going to be able to do that. That's why I said there's a difference there. Because with Krishan knocking on that door, come on now. We all lost our minds when we saw that. Not I need therapy watching this saga, girl. Please don't let me be getting sick, Jesus. They're mad because Krishan got put on and some of them were there before her. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Tiff. Remember, we talked about that before too. She got put on and took off, and they think they're going to get put on and took off. Now, let me tell you something. I don't think he's ever going to do that again. I don't think he's ever going to do that again. Because did you see how angry he got when Nevaeh started talking about y'all come to my stream, this, that, and third? He ain't like that. You know why? Because Krishan took off on his ass. Krishan said, I will leave everything behind, but I keep the name. And then she done got out here and she done changed the name. So she ain't even Krishan Rock. She is Krishan Holy Hands. Only he call her Rock Rock. He put Jaden on. She had a little bit of a buzz, but it still ain't pop. It ain't pop. So now he's thinking to himself, like, okay, well, this one done went over here, done went off, and she done started her whole damn lane. This one, talking about Jaden, Krishan went off and started her own shit without him. This one, Jaden, I put her on, gave her my stuff when I went away to prison. She couldn't even get me a candy bag while I was in prison. I done sent her the baddie. She was supposed to split the money with me. She ain't split the money with me. She just ran off on me, and now she's MILF Music over there all by herself. Now I done put these two chicks on, and one is over there without me, and the other one is trying to tell me to kiss her ass. You think I'm gonna let you go and do it too? No, hell no. He ain't gonna do that again. Thank you, Natasha, for saying that. He's not gonna do that again. Because he does not want to be left out of it. Do y'all remember back when Krishan and Jaden showed up online together and blew the internet up together? Oh, he was so mad because they were supposed to wait for him. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all remember that. Do y'all remember when Blue said it was supposed to be the three of them coming on camera together? Do y'all remember that? He was upset when he came live and they had tore up his house. He was mad at them because they went live without him. And guess what? It was said in that live that he put hands, feet, and Nebos on the both of them. Mind you, he had just stole the baby and put hands, feet, and Nebos on Marsh. Y'all remember? So yeah, you can't go up without me. You can't blow up without me. And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm speaking facts right now, unbiased facts right now. I'm not taking no sides. I'm speaking unbiased facts when you look at it. Krishan went viral all over this internet with Bino. She went viral. I don't care if it was a publicity stunt. I don't care if it was a clout relationship for the both of them. I don't care what it was. She went viral with Bino. Okay? She did her boxing thing. Everybody was talking about the boxing. Krishan's first boxing match. Oh man, everybody was watching and waiting for that. She went viral for that. She won her boxing match. She went viral for that. None of that had anything to do with Blueface. Blueface, viral for what? Degrading Nevaeh. Viral for what? Being with Krishan again. Viral for what? Viral when he first came home from prison. But when he first came home from prison, who was he with? Krishan. And everybody was going to tune in for him coming home from prison, of course. But everybody tuned in even more because they wanted to see, was Krishan going to show up? She had just left the baddies. And I'm going to be honest, I ain't even going to lie. When she left baddies, I said she left baddies because Blueface coming home. Henny Glasses in the chat, if you thought the same thing, don't lie. We being honest. We telling the truth. We telling the truth. When I know her and her sister got into it and all of that, but she left. I said, her tail ain't slick. She left because she was going to be there for Blueface coming home. Thank you for being bold enough to tell the truth and throw them Henny Glasses because I know I wasn't the only one that was thinking it. Love her down. But listen, look, we all thought it. We may not have said it, but we was thinking it, and boom, there they was together. Pretty Tough said you thought it, but we said it. Listen, you didn't think about that for real? You didn't think about that, Kit Kat? Girl, come on, who you watching? Krishan has said and done many a times we have seen. So when she says that I will leave, I will drop everything for him, I believe her because we've watched her do it. Y'all don't remember? I had said a long time ago, I said, girl, you sitting over there, you got music sitting on the shelf and this, that, and the third. You don't put your life on hold for a ninja who wouldn't do it for you. Because if the roles was reversed and let's say Blueface got out before Krishan, do you really think that Blueface would have said, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to just wait for her to come home? Hell no. He wouldn't put his life on hold for her. You don't put your life on hold for somebody who wouldn't put their life on hold for you. Mm-mm. Mm. You don't do that. Now I'm with you. With you when you're right. But I mean, shit. Don't put your life on hold for no ninja that ain't gonna do it for you. We know he ain't gonna do it. She made music and she never dropped it. She never dropped it because she was waiting for him. Child, let me just let me just say this. While everybody has their faves, and ain't nothing wrong with having your faves because every TV show has the characters that everybody loves and the characters that everybody hates. Every TV show has that. Don't forget who the villains are. And don't forget, it's Blueface, it's Whack, it's Carlissa. Those are your friendly circus villains. Blueface is the common denominator in all of this. And the sad part about it is when you fall in love with a person like that, or you believe it to be love, because a lot of times people mistake trauma bonding for love because you connect so deeply. And I'm not talking about any one person in specific, I'm speaking in general. When you when you fall in love with somebody and you fall into trauma bond, let me say that with a person, you can mistake it for love because this person understands you. They seem to get you. They seem to, but you also got to understand when there's predator and prey going on right now. And that's what's happening. Blueface preys on these types of women. And if I'm being so honest with y'all, it makes me think, what type of shit, while Carlissa be up here talking all of this shit, what type of behaviors did Carlissa display to this boy while he was growing up? Because a man's first outlook on the world, on women, is their mother. A man's first outlook on a woman is their mother. So while Carlissa be putting herself up on high, I wonder, what did he observe as a child? And that's not to say that I'm trying to blame her, which we've already had our conversations about Carlissa, and you got to take accountability that you dropped the ball somewhere. That's like with me. And my child, my son is in prison. Y'all know that. Some of y'all don't know that. Some of y'all are new here, so y'all might not know that. I've looked back. I've had those conversations. I've wanted to know what was it. Even though he said I didn't do anything, that this was all on him, there's areas in my life where I feel like I could have done better. And I know we all know that we could have done better in some area in our life. But something is really fucked up in that past because Carlissa is just a picture of perfection. She will not admit to any flaws. But you got to think about it. Where was he? Where were all of her children when she was out here chasing fame? Where were they? She never says when she went on audition. She said she gave up her life auditioning and being in movies for her children. But I could have swore Blueface was born when Soul Plane came out and Friday came out. And I could have sworn. So, what was your influence as a mother? What outlook did you give him? Blueface calls his mama a whore. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and call her that. I'm going to be a little gentle today because this isn't about her. This is about him. And when I say gentle, I mean I ain't going to drag her. But what did you show him? Because your son disrespects you real bad. Baby, let me tell you something. My son ever, I don't give a damn. I will go up on a visit and I will punch that young man in his face. Dead square in his mouth. Take me to Click City if you want to. Ban me from visits for the rest of his stay. I don't care. But what you're not going to do is disrespect me. And he disrespects the fuck out of his mother. And the way a man treats his mother is the way that he will treat you. You know what? Shay, me, her, report to the water table expeditiously. And then the fact that she don't sit back and see anything wrong with what he's doing to these young girls. He don't see nothing wrong. You know why he don't see nothing wrong? Because Carlissa never tells him that there's something wrong. She don't feel that there's anything wrong. Thank you for hitting the tip jar, you guys. I don't know when her Jason Lee interview is coming out, but I'm looking forward to it. Listen, at the end of the day, every woman that deals with him, you can't deal with a person like Blueface on a sober mind. I'm sorry, you can't. Jaden drinks, Krishan drinks, Nevaeh does pills. Well, she drunk. She used to drink. She used to drink because she ain't doing that now. She can't do that now. Regardless of what people think, she can't do all of that now. She's a professional athlete. She gets random drug testing. So she can't be doing no smoking, no weed and all that. She can't be doing all of that. But think about when they were with him. That's crazy work. It's been said to deal with him, you can't because he's so dark. I'm starting to wonder if the rumors about Blueface dibbling in some dark arts are true because he's just too comfortable with what Nevaeh is doing. And if he got somebody doing work for him, that I don't know. But it seemed like every time Nevaeh get to that altar and do something, it'd be a Uno reverse that happened. Y'all notice that? Any glasses in the chat if y'all noticed that? Because we pouring up this morning. I don't know. Yeah, on camera, Rakaya, I don't know if I said your name right. I'm sorry. That whole situation was staged. I told y'all that when it happened. That was not real when she was sitting up there at the altar doing whatever, whatever. That was staged for him to catch her. But her altar, that altar been there. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, hey, Roro. But yeah, no. That girl plays with that stuff. Well, not plays with it. That she practices. But every time she do something, they Uno reverse right back. Bang. Uno reverse right back. Bang. It just backfire. Hey, Chant. Yep, you hear him say when they move, she can set up an altar though to make it her home. Mm-hmm. You right. I believe Blue is into that stuff because he is a warlock. People been saying that for a minute now, and I haven't seen no signs of it. But I don't know. I'm just saying, we hypothetically speaking right now. There was a clip, Nevaeh's friend asking her, did she take her perk? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got that clip. She says she been practicing since 10 years old. Then she should be more seasoned than what she is, if that be the case. She should be way more seasoned than what she is. I just think he's a lost soul and too deep in love with money for his lifestyle. Well, they say the love of money is the root to all evil, and that man loves money. So much so that Benjamin Franklin, a dead white man who had slaves, is tattooed on the side of his face. And that's his symbolism. The Benjamin Franklin and the $100 bill. That's his symbolism. You're late, Raw JLP. I've already gone through all of that. Benjamin is Nevaeh's uncle. Shut up, Miss Pammy. I'm not even gonna find Blueface. I'm not even gonna. Blueface was a handsome man before his online shenanigans, jail, lockup, and wildly disrespectful behavior. Well, all of them soul transfers he has can't be good. When people feel the creator isn't doing for them, they play in other stuff. You know, sex magic is a real thing. Maybe one day we'll talk about it. Maybe one day we'll talk about sex magic. Just not today. But it's a powerful manifester. Okay, my bad. I got something for y'all, but I ain't gonna give it to y'all here. I'm about to go make me a video. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to mute y'all for a second. But yeah, child, listen. We could get into that. I could definitely talk to y'all about that sex magic. And I'm thinking with him and the way he like to hunch on people, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I definitely will talk to y'all about that in another live. But for now, I just wanted to jump on here, have a quick little conversation with y'all to not forget who is the ringmaster of all the shit that we are seeing, and that would be him. And to never forget what we're watching. Because we get caught up in all of it. Let's not forget what we're watching and who we're watching. Yeah. But anyway, I think he's trying to let the house go on purpose. I do too. I do too. But y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll be back later on with y'all. I just wanted to jump on and give y'all a little morning henny. And yeah, we'll be back to cap the weekend, so to speak. Hopefully we can get the panel together because it is Monday. So y'all know it's messy Monday, and this Monday is probably gonna be messy as fuck. Anyway, I love all of y'all. Um, I hope all of y'all have a prosperous and abundant day. Remember to vibe high so the bullshit don't stick, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.